Okay. All right, live session coming on now. There's a link, YouTube. Just go to YouTube channel, and we're live right now. OTWS team YouTube channel, right there. All right. Live session coming on now. There's a link. How you guys doing? Everybody good? Just go to YouTube channel, and we're live right now. OTWS team YouTube channel. All right, I'll give it a couple of minutes. Give it one more minute, and then we'll jump on. All right. All right. Let me hit that. Okay. All right. Now I'm streaming this from YouTube and Twitch. Okay, I figured out how to do Twitch again, so that's good. So forgive me if I'm going back and forth, but I got people asking me questions on both sides. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see here. All right. Let's get started here. All right. So, um, yesterday I posted that we could have a potential bounce at this area, at this 5589 area. As we can see, we are on the lower end of the channel, this nice long bullish channel on the weekly. We're right at the bottom of it. Okay, so that's where we were like, probably get a little bounce here. We do got a squeeze, and the squeeze did turn negative. Stochastic still going down into the negative area. RSI is below 50 on the weekly. Okay, so looking at the monthly here, monthly we're right there on that trend line. Okay, we haven't hit the 20 SMA yet. Okay, so this is what we're thinking here. So we have a potential bounce back to the 200 SMA. Okay, we have a potential bounce back to the 200 SMA, and we see if we reject that area, or if we get back over it, and then try to test this area of 5800. This is the big area. So this is the area that we fell out of. Okay, so this is the big giant area. Here, let me see if I could okay, zoom in a little bit here. Okay. So this is that consolidation area that we were consolidating in for a while, and then we dropped out of. Okay, and typically when we drop out of a consolidation area like this, we tend to go to this target here about 5,500. 5,500. Okay, so let's just mark that right there. So 5,500. Okay, that's our target area. Now we got close. We got 5,534. Okay, that's only 30 points away from that target area. Okay, it could reverse. But if it doesn't, what we're looking at is a bounce from here. Okay, first our bounce, we want to bounce it to, we want to get, stay above this 55.89 on ES, S&P 500. Okay, we want to take it to 56.78, which we did yesterday. Okay, and we want to get over that. And once we get over that, we want to take it to 57.63 and 57.72. That's going to be the 200 SMA. Now, that's going to be a either hit or miss. We're going to either reject it or we're going to come back down. I mean, we're gonna get over it or we're going to come back down. Okay, we reject it or we get over it. Now, if we get over it, this is the level that we'll be watching here, 58.38, for a either confirmation of that it's a reject and we fall down and we go a lot lower, or a get back over and then we're consolidating again up here. All right. So far, we're holding this area of 55.89, and on lower time frames, hourly here. So this hourly portion, we have this bullish divergence here that we mentioned yesterday. Okay, we had that. We had this bullish divergence here that we mentioned yesterday that we were forming. Okay, and now we have an inverse head and shoulders forming as well. Okay, and that inverse head and shoulders targets are 57.63 and 57.72. Okay, so the 200 SMA is basically targeting. So first, this is the breakout point, and then this is our target, 57.60, and then 57.72. Okay. So if we happen to break out of that 56.78, then we should be going another 100 points to that 57.72 area. Okay. So that's what we're looking at here. That's what we're going off of. And it looks good. We got a nice bullish divergence. We got a squeeze forming on there. So as long as we stay above this 55.89, then we should push through and break that and head higher. Okay, so that's on ES, S&P 500. That's what we're looking at there. Okay, now take it to SPY. Now remember, on ES, we might look good. We might get we might be looking good right here. But remember, if we rally up, break out of here, our main concern is that 200 SMA. That's our main concern, because we see we're in a long downtrend here. Long downtrend. Barely any pops. Barely any pops. Now we get a pop here, we're still in a bear flag. We get a pop here, we're still in a bear flag. So just because we get a pop doesn't mean this downtrend is over. Okay, we could still head lower. Okay, so the only reason we won't head any lower anymore is if we get back above 58.50 and we're holding above in this consolidation. Okay, every so we gotta see that. So first target, that 57.72. Second target would be that 58.50 area. Now we reject all that. This is the area that if we're gonna reject, this zone right here is where you want to buy your puts at. You want to load up on as many puts as you can in this zone. If if we feel like you're going to reject, and this is just kind of like the relief rally, and then we reject right here in the zone, this is where you want to load up for a potential drop, and our drop should be going to about 5,300. 5,300 or even 4,800. On a real bad drop, we'll go to 48. And I think that's the area where you load up if we do drop there. Okay. So that would be about a 20% pullback. 20 a little bit more than 20% pullback, but that's where you would want to get loaded up again for a next rally on a higher. But as of right now, we're focused on that bounce here. If we get there and we reject, then we'll be thinking about, okay, 4,500. I mean 5,500, 5,400, 4,800, and 4,300. Okay, but as of right now, everything looks good for a potential bounce to the 200 SMA and the back test of the drop. Okay, so that's ES, that's S&P 500. Okay, let's go into SPY now. All right, SPY. Okay, now SPY is a little different than S&P 500, even though they're supposed to marry each other. They're not really. Okay, SPY has a larger channel. Okay, larger channel. And in this larger channel, we're at the upper end of the channel. So we could drop all the way to, 487. Drop all the way to 487, and we're still going to be in a bullish channel. We could drop a little bit more to 470, and we'll still be in a bullish channel. But I'm thinking that if we do drop, I think that 535 to 525 area is a good area that it should hold if we're gonna keep going higher. I think that's a great area to hold if we drop. Now, if we do break it down, we're gonna be looking at 500 is our 20% spot. So 500 is a 20% from the drop from the highs. 500 is about 20%. So that's gonna a 20% drop. So looking at that, this area here would be a really bad drop. This area right here, 47 to 500. I would definitely be a buyer at the 487, 485 areas. But for now, I believe we are bouncing. Okay, we're bouncing. Now SPY has a little bit different setup than ES. So not only on the channel, but on the where it broke down. Okay, so where it broke down was here. It's right next to the 200 SMA. So the 200 SMA is right here at 572, 26. So here we have the indecision candle. We have a bottoming tail candle, and we're potentially going to push up. Now we have to get past 565 first. We got to get past that 563 and 565, and then we can make it to that 572. Okay, and potentially this is the breakdown zone at 575. So 575 is the breakdown zone, and it's also the downtrend. Okay, it's also the downtrend. So there's three areas of really strong resistance right there. Okay, that's 574 area that we were holding for a couple days. We're holding for like 4 days right here. This one held, this one held, this one held, this one held, and then we lost it. So if we come back and test that 200 SMA first, of course, that's going to be an issue, right? Because we're holding that for 2 days. Okay, now if we test that and we can't get over it, then the market's super weak. We're going to drop. Now, if we could get over that and we test that 574, 575 area, and we reject, I'm anticipating, some kind of rejection there. Okay, and if it rallies right through it, I'm going to expect the next day to drop. Okay, it would be a fake. It would be a fake breakup and then a drop down. Okay. So this is where they get you in buying up the dip, and it pops, and then it rejects, or it acts like it's going to take off back to the highs, and then it reverses and drops. Okay. So I'm going to be a big buyer of puts in this zone right here, 574 to 575. Maybe even some at 572, right at that 200 SMA. Okay. So the weekly, okay, we see that the 50 SMA is right at 564. Okay, 564. Okay, and that's literally right where this yellow line is right here, where we got to get over that and push that 565 as well. So 564 is right at this yellow line here that we got to break out of. So this zone right here, and that's the inverse head and shoulders that we see on the 1 hour chart with the bullish divergence here. You know, same thing we had on ES, we have on SPY, bullish divergence, nice bullish divergence, nice inverse head and shoulders. Okay, we held that 556 today that we needed to do. We have a squeeze forming. Okay, now we just need to break through. If we could break through that 563, 565 area, we should make it to that 572, 575 area. Okay, now if we just completely break down, you know, we're going to this 549.50. And if that doesn't hold, you know, we're going to 543, and main target right there is 535. Okay, that's the monthly support right there on 535. All right, so going into our monthly chart here. So we have the 20 SMA at 525. Okay, so 525, 535 area, that's going to be a potential bounce area. If it just cuts right through it, you know, if we reject it, if we don't even get to the 200 SMA, we don't get anywhere. We just drop tomorrow off of some news. And we just cut right through this, you know, we're going to be going to this 500, 587 area. Okay, so I'm anticipating the little pop up here, a little relief rally there. But you know, we'll see. The market is the market does what it wants, but everything looking good, except, you know, I would like the 4 hour to get above that 50. It would make me feel a little bit more comfortable, but you know, it's not. The 1 hour is barely above that 50 RSI, but it looks good. So if this could just curl that back up, and then we take off from there, we could see a nice rally there. And then here is where you want to load up puts at 572 to 575. That's where you want to load up puts again for that potential rejection, because this consolidation here that lasted for all these months, you know, we had that big consolidation. Just every time we'd bounce there, we'd get rejected here. Now we just left. So, you know, this is what we call a back test and confirm. So if we do pop and we come back here and we test that 574, 575 level and we reject, that's a confirmation that this is going down to probably 500, 535 for sure, 500, maybe 487. That's a good potential if we reject right here, because that's just any tell us that there's too many sellers there. It rejects there, it's going to come back down. Okay. So what we're looking at for SPY, hopefully we get some good news and we make that rally, and then you know, we have that good rally. If some way somehow we get back above this 575 and we hold and we break this downtrend and we're back inside there, then, you know, this was a false breakdown. And then we're going to chop around in here in this area again. And then we're going to potentially have a future breakout. But again, remember, we're at the top of the channel here. So since we're at the top of the channel, you know, it's a little harder to say, you know, we're going to come back up and then break out, unless we break the channel and just take off. You know, and that could happen. It could happen, but more than likely, with all this uncertainty in the markets, you know, we have uncertainty with, you know, tariffs. We have uncertainty with war. We have uncertainty with trade. We have uncertainty with negotiations on being members of NATO or joining an alliance with someone else. There's so much uncertainty. I can't see that this is a definite bottom, because, you know, it's not even April 2nd yet. And if we bounce and get over here, and then all of a sudden some news comes out beforehand, in 2 weeks, a week, or whatever, and then we drop again, you know, or we're sporadically rallying and then dropping, rallying and then dropping, I don't see the clarity yet in the markets. Do I see a potential for a nice rally? Yeah, I do. Do I see it out of the gate that it's, you know, all the fears out, and and it's just, you know, buy the dip? I don't see that either. So what I am saying is I do see a good potential short term bottom. I'm not sure if it's the bottom bottom. Okay, and, you know, that's what I was you know, also looking at VIX, and you know, VIX hit a level of resistance level there. Hit a resistance level. It doesn't have a divergence at all. Hit a resistance level and came back, but it could come back here. It could come back all the way to $20. You know, it could come all the way back to $20 and still be bullish. So it could come all the way back to the 20 SMA, hold it, and then turn right back around. So if it does come there to that 20 SMA, that's going to signal that the markets are going to be at like 575. So if it comes back down here, you know, I would be either interested in buying VIX or some puts. Okay, and you know, if VIX comes down here, you know, puts are going to be a lot cheaper, because the volatility index is lower. All right, the higher this is, the more expensive options are. Okay, so if this comes back down here, I'll try to buy some there, and also buy some puts. All right. Let's see. But looking at this one, you know, we had that bearish divergence here yesterday, and we had the bullish divergence on SPY. So this is playing out just how it should. 4 hour, same thing. Bearish divergence here. Okay, RSI going below 50. That's good. This is all good for a nice rally tomorrow. Okay, so it's all good for a nice rally actually this week. So if we could get that, that'd be great. You know, already broke the uptrend. It's coming down. RSI is coming down. Stochastics are coming down. Everything's coming down. Okay, so my idea is that VIX comes back down to at least 2150, but I think it hits 20. Okay. All right. Let's see where we're at. SPY. Okay. So bottom line is, until we're back above 575 and holding, more like I would be more comfortable 580, but 575 and holding is the minimum. Until we're above that holding, and you know, staying in this grayed out area, I don't see the long-term bullishness yet. Okay, so if we reject here, you know, load those puts up, because it's going to reject there and come back down. Okay. All right, let's go to NASDAQ. Okay, so NASDAQ. So NASDAQ, same thing. You know, we have a long-term bullish channel here. Long-term bullish channel. We were at the top of the channel. We're going sideways, and now we're falling to the lower end of the channel. Okay, that lower end of the channel support area is about 18,575. Okay, so that's right here. That's that yellow line right there. Go to the weekly. That's going to correspond nearly with the 100 SMA. So it's right here. 18,500 is where that's going to potentially bottom and bounce off of. Okay, but right now we're not that close. We're still 1,000 points away from that. So we see that we see we're in a downward channel. Okay, you can see that better on the 4-hour chart. We're in a downward channel here, and we're moving up to there. So we can potentially push up towards the upper channel and try to break out of it. Maybe hit 20,000. Okay, and that's going to be a resistance level there. So we do that, you know, and reject and come back inside this. That's going to be a big indication that we're, you know, still not done dropping. Here on the 1-hour chart, this doesn't have a bullish divergence, but it does have a ascending triangle action on there, and it's getting tight. It could pop it and then push it to 19,888. Could hit that 20,000, but if it does and it rejects, that means we're gonna come back right back down. Okay, so it doesn't matter if we get out of this channel, because it only matters if we're back above 20,185, because that's all this resistance here area, and our 200 SMA right there is 20,400. So we might pop it, get up to that, reject, and come back down. But this one isn't out of the wood. It's not out of the woods until it's above that. I want to say 20,500 and 20,600 area, because that's where all this was holding, and then it lost, and that's where. Let me show the consolidation here. Is right there. That 21, that 20,900. So I would like to see it above that 20,600 in order to go test that 20,950, 20,100, or 21,000 area. And again, if it rejects that, it's also going back down. So I do like the potential bounce. I do like to see that, we're going to have a little rally, a relief rally this week if it happens. But I don't think we're out of the woods completely yet. Okay. All right. Let's go into Qs. Okay, Qs. Okay, with the Qs here, you see that we dropped out of this here box here, which was at 500. Basically, 500 was the box. The 200 SMA was 493. Okay, we have this downward channel. Okay, we had an indecision candle yesterday, and then we have a potential bullish candle today. It's not really showing too much craziness, but we are in an upward motion. Okay, again, this one is pushing up, and upper to the channel is good. When you're upper to the channel and then forming some type of bullish pattern, that's good. That's you're going to potentially break out of it. So for the Qs, I feel like we're going to go to 485. Okay, 485, 45, and we could potentially go to that 490 and test the 200 SMA right at that 493 area. Okay, but that still doesn't mean we're out of the woods. Okay, not until we're back above 503. 503. Unless we're back above 503, this is not out of the woods yet. So we have a potential to bounce. Nice potential to bounce. If we bounce, we could still hold this channel to the downside and just drop. And if we do drop, we're going to come to this 463.50 and potentially 460, and then we have a lower target at that 417. Okay, but that should be, if this doesn't get a bounce and this just completely drops, we have that 20 SMA at 450, 449. If it doesn't bounce there, then we're definitely going to go visit that 420, 417 area. Okay. Now again, to say this, again, this is a bullish channel. It's still a long-term bullish channel. This could come all the way down to 380, right? 380, 370, high 370s, and it could still be very bullish. Okay, hit the lower end of the channel and then bounces back up. But at the short term, it's very bearish. Okay, very bearish. So the short term, we're looking bullish, right? We're looking like we have a pop into tomorrow and maybe Friday. But overall, we have to clear some major hurdles. in order for us to actually become, long-term bullish again. Okay, I know everyone's like, oh, there's so many things on sale, and maybe they are. Maybe they're gonna get a huge pop this week and pop it up, but until these markets are satisfied with the uncertainty that's in the markets, you know, I don't think there's opportunity just yet. There's opportunity to make some money, sure, but is there opportunity just to just load up and get long? I'm not sure about that yet, considering the unless we get some news this week that you know we're all the uncertainties off the table, and we're not gonna impose tariffs. We're not gonna threaten other countries. We're gonna stay in NATO and all that stuff. Then I don't see anything being a sure thing right now. Okay, especially in the markets. So let's take the pop. Let's get it going. Let's load up puts where we need to, and just be ready for continuous volatility. Okay. All right. Let's go here. All right. IWM. Okay. IWM. Even though it doesn't look good at all, it doesn't look good at all. Oops. The RSI is extremely low. That I'm expecting it to bounce, and especially because it's been holding this level. It's been holding this level here. It's been holding that level there, and RSI is below 30. It's at 24. Stochastics is in a turnaround zone. This thing, it broke the downtrend and then did nothing and then came back, and now it's under the downtrend again. I think this has a potential to go to 207. Okay. So we can see that it has a nice bullish divergence. Has a bullish divergence, and we're just cruising on that level of 199. So this has a potential to pop back here to 207. Do I know if it's going to break it or not? Don't. But I know it should pop to that 207 area at least, and see if it's going to actually set up something to go more. But right now, I think that is holding, and it looks good. And this one has that potential inverse head and shoulders as well on there too. So if it doesn't hold, and this just is a reset of the RSI to drop it more, then we're going to be going down to 197.50 and then 192 area there. So I do think there's going to be a potential nice little bounce there though. Okay. All right. DIA. Real bad action right here. It wasn't looking so bad, but it just got out of what the markets have been doing, right? So the markets were in this sideways channel, just going up and down, and then it dropped to that 200 SMA, okay, and then it lost it and going lower. So now DIA, if it pops, if it has any kind of relief, it needs to get back over 419, get over that 200 SMA, and get back inside this consolidation. Now, if it doesn't get inside of that consolidation, it's going to be going to 395. 395 area. Okay, yeah, that 395 is a good area. 395 is a good area. So, so yeah, if it doesn't get back up there, this one's going 395, 385. And you can see that's a consolidation there. It's going to give up this whole move right here. And it's already given up a quarter of it, or a third of it. So it could give up the rest of it and come back down here. So DIA, if it doesn't get back over 419 this week, then we could see this one dropping harder. Dropping a lot harder. Okay. Okay. So that's the markets there. Okay. Now well, let's check out some stocks. So I was looking at Adobe. I'm not in this position at all, but I saw I had earnings, and I went into it, and I saw that, you know, it's at the lower end. Well, if I put it on the weekly chart, or actually the monthly chart, okay, it's in this like descending triangle kind of bullish pennant on the monthly chart area, and it's been holding this area here at 413 for a minute. Squeeze is firing down on the weekly, so this is a bear flag. This bear flag could fire, right? So this bear flag on the weekly as well could fire down. So if it fires below 403.75, it's dropping down. It's dropping down to 362, 308. You know, it's dropping. It's going to drop a lot. Drop almost 100 points. Okay, but now, if it doesn't break that and it holds this area of 413, it has the potential to bounce back to 433. 433. Okay. 433. And 450. So if it holds that, bounces back to 433. So that'd be a 20-point jump if it does that. Now if it loses this, you know, it has a potential to drop hard. So those are both opportunities right there. Okay. So looking at that, you know, that's that. All right. Let's go into. Okay. All right. Go into Tesla. All right. So Tesla. Let's remove some of these things so we can see. Okay. All right. All right. So Tesla had a gap fill right here at 218.70, and it hit it exactly on there, hit it, and then it made a bullish Rami, and it confirmed it today. Okay, so you know, we had a little help from the president talking about Tesla, and then we had Elon talk about how next month is coming out with electric or self-driving electric cars, and how he anticipates sales to be double next year. All those things helped, you know, and so where are we going to next? Well, our next target here is 255. Okay, 255, and then if we could get past that 255, we go 265, and if we could get past that, we go and test that 282, the 200 SMA. Okay, and yes, we could go that far that fast. Okay, we definitely can't do it. Okay, so we have most of these moves are happening overnight. So if you're you know, and then in this environment, it's scary to hold things overnight, right? Because you don't know what news is what news is going to come out, what things are going to be pushing, and what things are going to be dropping. You know, you don't know what somebody's going to say, so it's probably nerve wracking holding things overnight, right? Well, most of the time, SPY, Tesla, these things are gonna they're gonna give you the most profits overnight, okay? Because they don't want people to jump in while they're doing it. They want people to jump in and hold it and take the risk, so that they could flush you out when they want. So those overnight gains are gonna be the move, right? Maybe we'll move tomorrow and get another move, but the move is gonna be overnight. Okay, so you gotta risk swinging it, because if you don't, you might miss the whole move, right? So yesterday, or 2 days ago, you know, it sold off, and then you know it came back down, held that 218 again, or hit that 218 finally, and then it made its move, and then overnight it made a bigger move, and then today kind of pulled back, did nothing, and then trying to make a move to 255. Okay, so we open up at that 255, we might sell off a little bit, but I have I have a I have a hunch that it wants to get back to that 265, and maybe even retest that 200 SMA. And if we reject it, then we reject it, and we come back down. But you know, is this the bottom for Tesla? Is that it? I don't know. Is it a good area? It is a good area. Is it doing well? It is doing well. Is there a lot of volume yesterday and today? Yeah, there is a lot of volume yesterday and today. But is the uncertainty out of the picture yet? Not quite. So are we expecting a nice bounce and a nice push on Tesla? Yes, 100%. Um, but do I think it's the bottom and that we're just going to shoot back up to 400 in the next 2 months? I don't know. I don't know. The uncertainty in the market is still there. So that is it's not out of the question. Are you going to want to participate and see if it gets there? Sure. Why not? Tesla is a high flyer. It does fall hard, but it also rallies hard. So I don't know what kind of news it will come up with, or what kind of things that it will pop up. But considering that, you know, he's buddy with the guy that's doing all the tariffs, I'm not thinking that, you know, he's gonna have too many problems in that area. So is this a good opportunity to buy Tesla? Probably. Okay. All right. So where are we going? Again, 255. That's their target. It's telling everybody today 255. Okay, and then after 255, we go 265. We get above 265, and we're holding 282. Okay, that's what we're doing on Tesla. All right. Okay. Intel. Okay, Intel had that nice run up. Then we dropped below that 200, came back down here. We're at that little bottom area there. You know, it's a nice pop. It needed to get by that 121 area. They came out with news that they have a chief AI officer now, and you know, it popped. Okay, now this pop, it needs a hold above this area, and if it does, we can make our way back, you know, to 2450, 25 area. You know, overall, this is getting good news. Chips right now are turning around, so that's good. It's good news. You know, if you got in some chips, you know, we still haven't filled that gap at 29. I still think that we can. So if this holds above, what's it at, 22? Right? Did I say that? Yeah, 22.82. If we could hold above that 22.82, you know, we could potentially push that to that 24 area, and then that's going to be okay. Are we going to get back over that and hold? And if that happens, then we could go back to 25, 26, and then get up here, and then this is the area where we're going to have, you know, little issues with right here. So if we have issues right there, You know, maybe we make a a little cup and a handle, and then it takes us a little bit. Then we fire up here, but it looks good. Looks good. But again, if we get to this area or we get to this area and it rejects because the market's rejecting, just be aware of it. So when you get back into the zone here, because if we rally tomorrow and Friday, we could definitely come back up here. Big push, especially if we open up at 23 and then push it to 24. It's easy, but we could push it to 25, 44 another day. All right, we could have multiple runs up. Just to let you know, even if we have multiple runs up, it's still a good idea to get puts at this area. Okay, because markets could also do that as well. That's how they trap you. They get you all excited with all these run-ups and non-stop run-ups, and then they have non-stop drops. All right. All right. Okay. All right. So, NVIDIA. Okay, we got long NVIDIA today or yesterday. Wait, is yesterday? Today. Okay. Now, NVIDIA, we had that potential double bottom there, failed. Okay, so now we have this this here. It is a different thing than a double bottom. This is more like a butterfly. It's like a butterfly pattern, like slightly bat pattern, like a bat pattern here, and it still could go. It still could go to 130, 140. Okay, we need to get past that 125 first. Okay, if we get past that 125 first, maybe we'll go to that 130, test it. If we reject it there, we come back, or we really rally hard, we go to that 140 and we reject that. There's two opportunities there that could be rejected. That 130 area and that 140 area. Okay, there's a lot of moving averages right here, so that could be an area that gets rejected. Okay, but so far, right now, I think it's going higher, short term. Okay, we have a little channel here. Okay, little channel here, and that channel looks like it's going to 119.60 and possibly 121. Okay, that 119.60 is going to be a resistance area. So, be careful right there. But so far, this looks good. It broke out. It's going to go to that 119.60, 121 possible, very possible. We could hit that 121 this week. Okay. Now, does that mean we're out of the woods and this is the perfect time to buy NVIDIA? It might be. I'm not saying it isn't. But, I'm just saying the uncertainty is not out of the market yet. So, I would still be cautious. You could get long as much as you want, but when you get to these levels here, 125, I would be thinking about puts. 130, I'd be thinking about puts. 140, if it happens, I'd be thinking about puts. So, but this looks like it's going to 120, 119 for sure, 121 possible. 125, that's a very high target. You just got to start straight up rally tomorrow, and we get it into Friday, then 124, 125, very, very possible. 130, it is very high, but it is possible if we get two hardcore rallies tomorrow and Friday. 130 is very possible. But again, if we do get there, I would definitely be thinking about hedging up a lot. Because in this area, especially 130 right here, this 130, 131 area, that's important. Why? Because this is where that previous consolidation was. So if we come back there and test it and it rejects, that's telling you, okay, that rejection here is confirming that we're dropping out. Okay, that we're dropping out. Okay, so we already fell out of this channel, right? We already fell out of it, and we tested it to get back in, and we failed. And here we're trying to hold here now. So we fell out, came back, rejected it. Okay, so if we come back here and we reject that, then this is just gonna be a straight downtrending channel going this way. That's exactly what it's gonna be. So let's remove that. Let's remove that. Let's remove that. Okay, so yeah. So if we get back up here to that 130 and we reject it, this is our new downtrend. Okay, so we already rejected, we got it back up here. We come back here, we reject this area. This is our new downtrend. And where are we going? Most likely 86. We reject 130. We're gonna go to 100 for sure. Okay, but then most likely we go to 90 or 86, like 80, 87, 87, 90 area. And that's where I would be, okay, let's see if we bottom or not. Because we do have a squeeze. We do have a squeeze looking downwards. RSI is below 50, and no bullish divergence in sight, a bearish divergence. So that's the thing. If we get to 131, 132, whatever it is, this week or even next week, load up puts, because there's a possibility this is the new downtrend. And then we come back, at least we'll come back and double bottom to 104, maybe even 100. And then we'll see what's the news, because we haven't even got news yet about Taiwan and Trump's making them trying to pay for or defending them or having their military back. But we don't know how that's any affect the video. We don't know how the tariffs are going to affect the video. All these uncertainties are still out there. So come up here, all those uncertainties never went away. So if we're down here with all the uncertainties, and then we rally back up there with all the uncertainties, most likely we're going to come back down here, because those uncertainties are not going to be put out to rest. So we're still going to be thinking like, oh, we're bullish now, but no, this ride ain't over yet. I don't think it's over yet. Okay. So looks good to possible hard rally there, but again, we could drop any time. Okay. All right. So AMD. Okay, well, AMD hit this area. Okay, area right here. So nice hit right there. That's good. Okay. Weekly chart. Okay. We hit that, rallied up, then come back down. Okay, we're right here. Okay, we're trying to turn around. Okay, but we're not out of the blue yet, or out of the woods yet here. We do have a bullish divergence there. That's good. On the daily, a nice bullish divergence here. Nice bullish divergence there. Okay, a little double bottom there. I see it, so we could go to 105 and maybe even a little bit more, 110. Okay, but we're not out of this downtrend. This downtrend is at 113. Okay, we would have to get past 115. Okay, and with confidence and start moving upwards. Right now, looks good for a bounce. Okay, 105 is target, possibly 110. 113 is the highest, but other than that, we're not extremely bullish on it until over 115. Okay, crowd gap filled here perfectly, and then now it's, you know, popping back up. You know, I think this could pop up to 361, maybe even 377, but that 377 area is going to be the area of resistance and rejection. So, you know, this could definitely go 361, and then it could go 377, but I would think it rejects there. That's the level that it rejects, 377. So bullish to 361, 377, but I don't think that it goes more than that. Hit the lower end of the channel, okay, that's good. Okay, I think it goes there, forms a bear flag possibly, and then sets up and you know, does whatever it wants. But as of right now, this week, bounce to 361 for sure, possible 377, but could be rejection there. All right. PAW. So dropped down to the 200, bounced up here, try to break out here, failed. Okay, came back to the 200 SMA, had that nice little pop there, and then it's struggling to get over this weekly support of 182.32. So, you know, we need to get above that 182.32 because that's that weekly support, and that weekly support is basically this bull flag here. So if you can't get back above that bull flag support, it's going to be choppy inside of here. But we need to get back above that 182, and then we need to consolidate between 182 and 190. That'd be a better consolidation than this consolidation area. We do have a squeeze on the weekly. Again, market is bearish. Okay, we do have a bearish divergence on there. Things aren't looking the greatest here on PNAW. It doesn't look like it might pop a little bit, but it doesn't look like it wants to break that 207 area. So I would say whatever pops these get, you know, consider minimizing losses on any long calls on there. So PNAW had a good run twice, but now considering the market and how it is, maybe gets to 190, maybe gets a little bit more, but looking at that weekly chart, it's just not looking good. You know, we got a bearish divergence here. Got a bearish divergence here with the squeeze forming down. Stochastics going down, RSI below 50. You know, having struggling to get above that 182. You know, once this breaks 165, this thing's going to 150. 150 and maybe even 140. So it's at 180 right now. I say if we get any pop this week in the market, whatever it is, I would minimize those losses on there, and think about just getting out of there. Does have a pretty good little inverse head and shoulders on the 1 hour, so yeah, that looks like it could go to that 180. But I would still just be careful with this. If we get there to that 190 area, you know, you could hold it, but you see it starts rejecting, gets below that 190, and I would be getting out of that one or getting puts on it. Okay. All right, Pepsi here. All right, Pepsi. You had that like cup and handle building. Okay, we had a drop down here. We have an indecision candle. So tomorrow candle, you know, it has to be above 149.60. Tomorrow's candle needs to be above 149.60, or it has to be below 146.60. So if it's above 149.60, it's bullish and it's going to come back inside here. If it's below 146.50, it's bearish and it's going to come inside here. Okay. So that's what we're looking at. Yeah, it's kind of just going sideways, doing nothing. So consolidating, doing nothing. So it needs a break above 149.60 or below 146.60. Okay. DE. Um, I said the other day, I said this candle, I said it looked tired, and by what that meant is I think it was done. So I told you on this candle it was tired, and I thought it was done. And every time it gets to this area, um, it has issues. So this zone right here, issues. This zone right here, issues. Okay. So now you're inside this chop area. So you might go up tomorrow. You might go there. You might chop around here. But again, consider the market's weak, and you're getting weakness at these resistance levels. Um, I don't unless this could stay steady above 182. I don't see it going to break out. Let me see here. You might be consolidating here for a while, and it'd be setting up like an ascending triangle, but it's going to take you about uh, a month and a half to 2 months. So you're looking like a consolidation for a little while in this zone. Yeah, it's going to be a wild consolidation. So I would again, if we get up, I would be considering taking some smaller losses because it's not looking like it wants to go yet, and it's looking like it wants to consolidate or it wants to drop. Okay, so I mean you do have a trend line right here, right at 445, 446. But this consolidation here, it might be stuck in there for a while. Will it revisit 500? I don't know. I don't know. It's not looking like it. And if it does, it maybe be a triple top, and then it would drop. All right. Okay. All right. Microsoft. All right. Microsoft here. This is the consolidation that has been inside for a long time. For what? A whole year and some. So a whole year and 3 months. Okay, whole year and 3 months we've been inside this consolidation zone between 386 and 351, 451. So we're falling out of that consolidation, and we have a squeeze firing down. Okay, but we have a bottoming tail trying to get back in. Okay, trying to get back in. So here's a boy picture, right? The consolidation here. Try to break out once, failed. Try to break out twice, failed. Try to get close, failed, and now we're breaking down. Now, I would generally consider this going to be a breakdown, and it's going to fall off and just completely drop off. But markets look like they're turning, and then we're right here on that line, so it looks like there's possibility that if it was going to drop, it would have already dropped. So right here held, we got a slight bullish divergence. So I do think that it's going to try to get back inside of here, and it will probably go to 395. I mean, yeah, 395. Probably be going to 395, possible 400 at that 20 SMA, and then reject there, and then figure out what it's going to do. But I think that we are going to fake down, come back up, hit 395 or 399, and then we're going to figure out from there. Okay, but again, if markets reject, right? It's all on the markets. This balance is determining, okay, what's going to happen. So if markets reject, this is going to reject, and this is going to fall. And where's it going to fall? It's going to fall here, 346. It's going to fall here, 333. Okay, and then I think the most it could fall is probably 315-ish. Maybe it goes more, but I would say the max it could draw, I would say it doesn't want to go lower than 290, 300, right? Another 100 points, right? So I wouldn't say it would go lower than that, but I'd say it had really good support at 346. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I don't think it. I think it will hold that 350 area. If it doesn't, if it falls out, where's this targeting? So if this falls out, it's targeting 320. Okay, 320. So if it falls out, it's targeting 320. But I do think we're gonna bounce back in, and then test that 395, 400 area. Why? Because it broke down here, got back up, and tested what? 402. Okay, now it broke down and it stayed steady, and now it's back over this previous low. So then I think that comes back inside 395 and 400. All right, RDDT. All right, RDDT. Okay, we bounced here. Okay, bullish divergence. I'm sorry, not bullish divergence. We had a bullish Harami. Okay, that confirmed. Okay, it could probably bounce to 150. Okay, but that 150 is probably where it's going to reject. That 150 area right there. Okay, maybe it gets a little higher to 155, but I think that 150 to 155 area is where it's going to reject. So that area right there is where it's going to potentially reject. Can it bounce? Yeah. Can it get to that 155? Yeah. But can it reject there? Most definitely. So, everything looks like it's ready to bounce and everything looks good. But is it gonna drop off after? I think so. I don't think this rodeo is over with yet. Okay, I don't think this rodeo is over yet. Okay. All right, TM. So, TM, we're at 43. We're kind of just consolidating there. We have a gap right under here at 35, and this could potentially pop to 53 and 56, but I think that eventually it's going to come down and fill this gap at 35, and then this area here is where I would be buying long term again. But here, I think we could get a potential pop to 54 and 56, but we need to get above 57 for it to start being good again. Okay, right now it's below its moving averages, all of them. So that's not good. All right, SoFi. SoFi bounced off the 200 SMA. Okay. Bounce off the 200 SMA. Got a little over the 1170 area. Okay, that's the monthly breakout. Okay, it needs to come back to 13. Okay, come back to 13. And then if it could get to 14, that'd be great. But it needs to get into 14. If it rejects that 14, you know, this is coming down. Okay, so if we get that bounce to 14, great. That it has a potential to bounce to 14, $2. Now, if it rejects that, then we have a problem, and this is going lower. Okay. If it gets back past 1440, then it's very good again. Very good. Okay. J&J. All right, J&J. J&J here. Look at that. We warned you about that resistance area before, right at that area. You know, nothing's changed. I said this is probably going to consolidate in this here for a while. Nothing's changed. So, I don't know. There's nothing I'm going to tell you different than last time. This is, you know, we rallied it up here and we took profits. And it's not time to get in. It's not time to get in. It has a bearish divergence coming down. Okay, stochastics are coming down. This is just consolidation now. It's consolidation or it's going to drop. I wouldn't be in this right now. I wouldn't be in this. I would not be in it. I would it gave you a chance to get out here. It gave you a chance and it failed. It gave you another chance and it fell. And now, you know, it's only consolidate. Do I think it's any go higher? No, not with these selling pressures and low buying. No, I don't. I think it's in consolidate. So I would say get out. I would say get out. Yeah, I would say get out. I would say get out. It's done with. You know, we killed it from here to here, but now it's overkill. It's a maybe giant cup and handle, but it's going to consolidate for a while, or it's going to pull back, and it could pull back all the way to 160, and consolidate in between 160 and 166. So it's just going to be dead money. Okay. Apple. Okay, let me grab Apple. I was just doing Apple today. So I had mentioned on Apple that if you didn't get above that 219 today, that it you know, it was going to be bearish. And then some news came out that Trump was you know, saying something about Apple. So let me go back here. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So Apple, long-term bullish channel here on the monthly. Okay, lower end is going to be 205 and 194. That's the lower end of the channel. Okay, so we were in this consolidation zone here, right about here. Okay, consolidation zone right there. Okay, and we are slightly, well, no, not really. Okay, okay, there we go. There, we are slightly. Here's the bottom of that. Right there. Okay. So 215. Okay. So now we go into them. So that's the bottom of the consolidation channel is 215. Okay, that's where it bounced here, bounced here, bounced here. Okay, so we're right on that right there. Okay, we broke the low here from a couple weeks, 3, 4 weeks ago. Okay, yeah, about the beginning of January. We broke that low yesterday and today. Okay, we're holding right on that previous bottom, right? The bottom of the sideways channel. All right, so this has a potential to bounce here. It's the last chance it could bounce. Okay, so it could bounce, and if it has a potential bounce, it could bounce all the way to 225. It could bounce all the way to that 200 SMA, and if it rejects there, then we turn around and we drop it to 208, 195. Now, if we don't bounce here at that 215 and we lose 215 tomorrow, then we go 208. Then we go to 200 and then 195. And then 195 is that area of lower end of the channel that it could bounce, have a nice bounce there. But right now, I did see a bullish divergence on there on the hourly. Not as strong as SPYs, but still a bullish divergence as this keeps getting lower. This is rising. It's not over 50, so it's not very strong, but I think that if this gets back over 219, we can make a run to 222 and then 225. But if it loses that 215, then it's going to 208. It's going to go 208. Okay. So just keep that in mind. The bigger picture is down here. Okay, but that's not there yet. And this has a very long, very, very nice area of support right there, that 195 area. 195, 194 area. Okay. All right. DLTR. All right. Okay, here we have Dollar Tree. Okay, Dollar Tree, it just is consolidating sideways here. Okay, where am I at? Dollar Tree, it couldn't get past that 79.50, and it lost it this week, I guess, and it's coming back down to that 59.62 area, that 60 area where it had bottomed once and twice, so it's coming down there again to test that. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good for a long-term trade. It's downward, under 50 on the RSI. Stochastics looks down. Squeeze is firing down. Bear flag fired down. It looks like it's going to 59.60. Okay. Costco. I just went to Costco yesterday. Costco, we said it was going to 1,000, and then it pulled back, and then it went to 1,078, and now it's coming back down to that 9. I think Costco is just it's just let's see here. We started here, and look at how far it's went. We started at 500. It doubled up from there. That's crazy. Okay, so rally here. Okay, rally here. Okay, then all All right, so this is not a good sign for Costco. Why? Because we have that bearish divergence, and now we have RSI under 50. Okay, stochastics coming down as well. We got a bearish divergence on the stochastics. So, and we have high volume sell here. I think Costco's done. I mean, not like forever, but I feel like for now, it's done. And I do think it's going to bounce. I think it will bounce here, short term. But I think it's going to form a head and shoulders pattern over the next couple of weeks. Probably the next month or two. So it will bounce. And then maybe May, or maybe it bounces, maybe it consolidates here and then bounces. But I think it forms a head and shoulders here on the weekly, and then it drops. Maybe it gets to 1,000. Maybe it gets only to 967, and then it drops. But I think Costco's done. I think this is a beginning of the head and shoulders pattern. I think it's going to make one more shoulder, and then I think Costco is going down to 830, 840. Okay, 830, 840. Okay. It looks like it's going to come back down there. Maybe, yeah, like 8 something. If really bad, it'll go to 750. But I think that it is forming that. And I do think that, considering the environment in the markets and the produce and the overseas stuff, and then the tariffs and all that stuff, I think Costco will be affected. And I think that it will form a head and shoulders and drop. That's just the market needs a reset. It doubled up in it doubled up in a year. In a year it doubled up. So it's gonna have to have a pullback there. That's fine. It doubled up from 500 to 1,000, or 485 to 1,078. That's more than doubling up. And now I think it's gonna build that head and shoulders and then drop it. So if you're in Costco, buy some puts. Costco's a good stock. It pays a great dividend. It looks great. Long term, I know it's a great stock. I jumped in it at like $500 or less than that, and it's up here. It pays a great dividend. It's a great stock. I believe in the company. I shop at the company. I'm looking at a Costco gift card right now. I was just there yesterday. There's nothing wrong with the company. There's nothing wrong with the stock. It's just the environment that we're in. So I'm not hating on Costco. I'm not hating on anything. I'm looking at the patterns, and the patterns are telling me we might bounce here at that 200 area, or maybe even just at the 919. And then we go back up to 670, 960 or 970, and maybe even 980, maybe even 1,000. Okay, maybe even we get to the 1,021 gap fill, and then we're gonna roll over. Whatever bounce we get in Costco, we're gonna roll over. Okay, so if we bounce for the next couple of months, then it's gonna bounce. It's gonna drop during the earnings that are gonna be in May. Say that's like two months out. So we got April next, and then May. Okay. So, that's my take on Costco. All right. Sorry, but that's what it is. Okay. All right. Arm. Okay. Arm. Below 134 is bearish. It's hitting 115 and breaking it. So still bearish. Maybe it's a bounce right there, but I mean, the stock gave you guys opportunities to get out here. Um, if you get back in it, I said anything above 134 is bullish. Um, Anything above 153 is bullish, but below that, bearish. Below 115, super bearish. It's breaking this previous low. That's really bearish. You know, it's just a ugly looking stock too. Might be going to 97. 97, especially because you're out of this consolidation zone. This is a consolidation zone that's been for a while. That's been a nice consolidation sell zone. Above it, couldn't get that, then slightly got above it, then below it. So now it's probably going to back test that 97. So 97.30 area. And then we have some gap fills down here, but 97.30 area is what I would be looking at. Yeah. Doesn't look strong. I mean, today was a little higher than yesterday, but let me see, short term wise, I don't really see much. There's slight bullish divergence, but nothing really. I don't see any patterns on it. There's a better bullish divergence on the 4 hour, but I still don't see any pattern on it. It's controlling the downtrend. Yeah, I think 97. All right. Let's see here. Upstart. Is this a bank? All banks right now are not good. I just, I had posted something about, banks, I think last week. I said, Citibank, XLF, Bank of America, JP Morgan, GS, all those banks are going to drop. MasterCard, Visa, all the financial stocks, they're going to drop. Visa and MasterCard, those were really big drops because they're trying to cap the interest rates that they could charge people to 10%. And there's a bill that's presented in the markets right now, but who knows if that's going to pass or whatnot. But they're just dropping because of the whole idea of it. Doesn't mean it got into effect. But banking right now, it's not looking good. All the banks don't look good. Now, if you're asking me if they could bounce here, sure. It's looking just like the market, right? It has the same price action as the market. Indecision candle yesterday, bottoming tail today. Okay, it's right at that 200 SMA. So they could bounce. It could bounce probably even to 55, 57. But is it going to get past that? That's the real question. Okay, is it going to get past this 57 level, 5750 level? I'm not sure. RSI's overdone. Stochastics are overdone. Bounce it could be great, but when it gets to that 5750 area, 5760 area, what's it gonna do there? Is it gonna reject? This is the rejection zone, right here. That's the rejection zone. So here's the rejection zone. You might get a bounce here, but that's the rejection zone. So I would be cautious there, and then yeah, I would be cautious there. If we get back above that, okay, great. It's above 62, then you could, rock and roll inside this consolidation zone. But other than that, this is a level that's holding. That's a 200 SMA. Go to above that. Okay, you push that to there. Then that's going to be, okay, you're going to get puts there or you're going to get back over it. I personally think it's going to reject there. All right. All right. Great. The chart is cluttered. Well, that's what happens when you trade intraday and regular. Okay. You got high time frame lines. You have lower time frame lines. You don't like my clever chart? It's okay. I use them. You don't have to use them. All right. All right, guys. Is that it? Covered everything? Let's see here. Yep. Okay. Yep. Pepsi was covered. Yep. All of that. Let's see. Okay. I had what else I wanted to look at? So I was actually looking at potential. Okay. All right. All right. SMCI. Okay. All right. SMCI. So SMCI held the 50 SMA, the 100 SMA there, and we pushed it to the 20 SMA. Okay. We gapped up and pushed it to that 20 SMA, held above. We didn't quite gap fill. So here's a gap fill. We came back down a little bit. I bought some more there and then came back up and it consolidated. Didn't quite do it, but it was kind of all over the place today. But it's still above and it's still uptrending. So that's all that needs to be known. Right, we're still above, we're still uptrending. Okay, so if we're going to continue, this is a nice little bull flag on the 4-hour chart. Actually, if we look at the 4-hour chart, see here, we got a nice little bull flag there. So if we stay above this area here, okay, definitely about 42.50. If we stay above that 42.50 area, we can still maintain that and go to 46. Okay, we go to 46. We're going to be testing 46. We're going to be testing this resistance area here at that 46 area. Okay, if we get past that, we could potentially go to 49.50. Okay, that's a big push, but if semis are going to push, then this one's going to be pushed too. So we got to stay above that 42.50. Okay, that's that area that we gotta look for. Leaps right now, no, because as I said, SPY could bounce. The Tesla could bounce, everything could bounce, but if we get rejected at those certain levels, we're gonna come back down, and I feel like we're still gonna come back down because there's so much uncertainty still in the market. There's so much uncertainty still. Okay. All right. Oxy. Okay. Oxy. Oxy has just been in this kind of pop and drop. Okay. Pop. Now, I don't think it's going to drop back down to 45 though. I think this one's going to pop up. I think all oil is going to pop up actually. XOM looks good. CVX looks good for the pop up from where they are right now. I think this level here is going to hold on Oxy right here at that 46, and I think that it's going to make a move back over to that 48. So that 48 is a problem area right here. 48, 49 is a problem because once it gets past that 49, we go back to 50, 52. Okay, once we get back to 50, 52, we're in that zone where we could actually take off. Okay, so still we got a bullish divergence on the weekly. Okay, we had this kind of action here, but we hold that, we get back up. Squeeze still hasn't fired, so this squeeze fired down actually. Okay, and then it popped up, so we still have a squeeze on there. So as long as we hold above that 46 and 45, we should be pushing that back up to 48, 49. We get past that 49, we go 50, 52. Okay, that 50, 52 area is a problem area too. We need to get past that. If we get past that, then we actually have some room to go. Okay, we have some room to go. So we're right at that level. So this level here at 50, that's that big giant bull flag area level. So you know the bottom of the bull flag is at $34, but the piece of cake right there is at $50 for that bull flag. So we're right there smacking on it. We smacking on it, and we're holding. So once we get past above there, then we can make a move, and then we can get back over here into the gray area. That's where we want to be at, the 60, 65 area. So once we get back over here, you know, it might take a month or two, but once we get back over there, you know, this is going to be the Greenland here. 50, 58, 50, 60, 63, you know, 65. We were in that area for a very long time. We dropped out of it. Okay, we get back over it. We come back in it. We'll be back in there. Okay. All right. So as long as we hold these levels here, we're good. We're good. You know, same thing with XOM. XOM, we've been in this consolidation for a little while. We had a nice huge rally last week. Okay, now we're forming this bull flag on the daily. We're holding right here, right at that 50 SMA. We're holding. Okay, we get back over that 109.60, and then we'll be back into this 110, 111 area. And then this is a big area because you know we have a potential inverse head and shoulders forming right here. So if that does form, you know, RSI is above 50 and holding. Squeeze just turned green, right? Squeeze was going down and then it came back up. It turned green. Okay, that's a good indication that it wants to go. We're holding at 50. Okay, right above. We get back over there. We should be able to push. Okay, and then we're making this one shoulder, head, and then another shoulder here. If we consolidate here for a few days and then make that shoulder, that'd be good, because once we break that 113 area, we go 115, 120. Okay, and then this big consolidation that we've been in, you know, this one takes us all the way to, you know, 122. Okay, so it's not looking terrible. It's not looking terrible. It's at 109. Okay, nice rally. We hit that 103, then rally back up to what 112.66 within 3 days. So that was a big move. So we hold this consolidation. We form that inverse head and shoulders. You know, right here we could see it. That one shoulder, the head, and now here the other shoulder is forming. So all we need to do is form it back up, and then we get that inverse head and shoulders. And then once we do that, the inverse head and shoulders is telling us that we will take off to 117.50. Now if that inverse head and shoulders fires, okay, so that's XOM, and we got a squeeze, you know, squeeze and consolidation setup. That looks good. Okay, CVX, kind of almost the same thing. CVX. Now CVX, I was looking at it longer term view. Okay, CVX still. We got RSI right at 50. It's been in and out, in and out. We got a squeeze on it still. Okay, right here in this consolidation of moving averages. Okay, we hit the previous downtrend and we rallied up hard. Okay, and now we're here forming that still bull flag. Okay, we look at the monthly here and we can see that we have that bullish pennant here. Okay, we broke out of it here, then we sold back hard down in it, and then we broke out of it again, and then we tested it last week and we pushed up. So this month is still holding up pretty well. Okay, so we're still holding up pretty well. Okay, if we could stay above 155, that'd be the greatest, but it's going to be choppy area right here. But sooner or later this thing's going to take off, because here we have that downtrend. We broke that downtrend, got back in it, broke it again. Now we're on it. We're above that 50 SMA. Okay. We're above that 50 SMA. RSI is above 50. Squeeze still there. Long-term squeeze still there. Okay, still not. When you look at it like here, the long-term, the weekly, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad still. A lot of chop, sure, a lot of chop, but still nice bull flag on the weekly. Another bull flag on the weekly. Bull flag on the monthly. It just needs to go. It just has been kind of going sideways. It's been kind of choppy, but sideways. Still looks good. RSI still above 50. Squeeze forming on the weekly as well. So as far as some oils, they're still, in my eyes, they're still looking good. You know, especially in this crazy market that's dropped. You know, Tesla dropped 50%, and other things dropped so much. These ones dropped hard, but then they recover. They drop and recover, so they're not completely dropping off. You know, and staying down. All right. Okay. Okay. PLTR. All right, PLTR. You know, in this consolidation here, it lost it, and then it got it back. So it's going to be stuck in this consolidation. Maybe we go here, we go to 87, and then maybe we go to 90.80. But that, I think it stays in this consolidation. Maybe it tries 92, but it might get rejected there because there's a lot of resistance. There's resistance here at 90.50, and there's resistance here at 92.50. Okay, so it could go higher, definitely. You know, we got that reversal there. It could go to 90, but I think it would have a little trouble in this zone right here from 90 to 94. I think it has trouble there. So, and that's, you know, given that the market's going to have trouble there. Okay. So if it has trouble there, then you know what to do. Get some puts. But overall, I mean, to be honest, PLTR, it's still in a bear flag. So, you know, it's still in a downtrending bear flag. It hasn't broke this low yet, so that's a good thing. But again, this is the roadblock here. That's the roadblock. So you could go to 92.50, but that's the roadblock. Okay, this is the bottom and the support right here. We lost it, came back. Maybe it comes back and tests that 20 SMA, but it's gonna have difficulties getting through it. Okay, especially because of this right here. This is the major thing right here. So this rejection candle on the monthly is very hard to get over. So this right here is telling you it's topped out. It's topped out. So whatever this does, maybe it goes there, but I think by the end of the month, it's going to be lower than 79. And I think that this is going to be a bearish engulfing candle on the monthly. And then it's going to go it's going to go lower. And you're probably going to revisit 64. Probably revisit 64, you know, in a really bad market, probably 41. So I'd be careful. That's what I'm saying. I'd be careful. Okay, I'd be careful there. All right, let's see. All right, let's see Bitcoin real quick, and then that would be it. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, we gap filled right here. That's 77.93. Gap filled there. Okay, here was that consolidation. We dropped out of. We came back and we back test and confirmed down. So here we hit the 200 SMA and the gap fill, and we bounced up some. Okay, now we could push up a little bit more and test that 20 SMA again. But you notice that 20 SMA is now acting as a downtrending resistance level. So we could definitely hit that 8900, 89,000, 89,000. But I think that's coming. It's going to come back down, and we're probably going to see 65,000 again, possibly, especially if the market's going to tank down. So in that, the Master on Coin, maybe we pop it up this week, but definitely going to be trying to get out of those once that pops up. All right. All right, guys. That's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys next week. All right. Good night.